everyone. Hopefully you can hear us, so all the tech issues have been solved now, and we're ready to head straight into Game 2. We won't be recapping much of Game 1, but in case you need to know, Exeter stomped Leeds that game, a 4-1 victory.
Yeah, they came very quickly out of the blocks and took Leeds by surprise.
Was it
Leeds
9
then,
seconds?
yeah, it was 9 seconds, and Leeds fired back. But yeah, Exeter really put it on at the end of the game and took it 4-1 very comfortably.
Now the players seem to be having some technical issues of their own, as the Exeter Terminators have not yet realised they're due back in the server. I think they may be becoming aware of their situation.
So we see a good old game of Rocket League musical chairs.
The lightning dance is actually quite pretty when you think
It's
about
very
it.
pretty. It's not quite Guy Fawkes night yet. But
Yeah.
We may have to restart. Oh, no,
everyone's
everyone's in.
made it.
What a miracle. No problem, says Oracle.
Oracle now going up just after we had that slight delay. Macy with a huge fake Burkinator looking for top left. He's found the backboard though. Not a quick goal this time for the side of Exeter, and it's Skirls and Beer able to pop that ball up and continue the play.
Yep. It'd be interesting to see the dynamic of this game. Like the first game didn't really resemble a game one that much. Like there wasn't a whole lot of ping pong. It really was Exeter just taking control, and they might do it again here as Meishi puts a bit of a P roller on net, but it was placed well. But Leeds are going to deal with it confidently.
People say, game one, people are still feeling of the round. Are they? I mean, you can do the feeling out without ping-ponging too much, I think. That probably wasn't the touch he was looking for, or at least thinking
It's just a back pass. Just a back pass.
Yeah, I know. But every time, like, one of my teammates has tried a back pass in the high school scene, it's ended up backfiring massively, either because they've not called it soon enough and it's gone straight back into our net, or they've called it and they've hit it so hard that I just can't make a catch.
It's never your fault if you're back passing it. It's always your teammates' fault. They've got to be ready for it at all times.
Bruh.
It's just how it is.
That's not fair.
That's Rocket League.
If you say so, you are the NSE winner from 2 years ago.
Exactly. I am all-knowing.
Left now, he's under the ball, tries to get a flick, but it's more of a pap than a pop. Burkinator able to tuck that ball down, not quite on target. Oracle might have had an opportunity to follow up, but Wendell is too quick.
Yeah, that could have easily been snuck under the crossbar there, but one of the Exeter players there was just a bit too close to it and couldn't quite get over the top, and yeah, that's an opportunity squandered by Exeter.
Oracle now getting a block on Wandil, who was looking for that net and the first lead for Leeds in the series. Wandil trying to follow through again, but he's just hit it straight at Oracle. There's no direction in this play right now. They're just trying to force the ball through without really thinking about it.
Yeah, it worked in the first game to an extent, just booming the ball and trying to overwhelm. This shot might sneak in, Girls and Beer with a fantastic save. But yeah, sometimes you can just smack the ball at the backboard and something will eventually go in. But, once Leeds start coordinating themselves on defense, which they haven't done very well there, as Meishi puts one in off the double commit.
In an awful spot. And then it's just Meishi trying to find, he did almost throw it away. He tried to tuck into the left side. Girls and Beer made contact. Unfortunately, got a second touch and went straight to the top right. Exeter leading once again. A bit slower this game. Maybe Leeds have given themselves a bit more time and a few less goals to chase.
Yeah, it's 2 minutes compared to 9 seconds. So you would say based on that the game is a lot closer. And I would say based on the gameplay, the game is a lot closer. Wandil going to level up the scoring within about 10 seconds of Exeter taking the lead here. That's a great pass down from Girls and Beer. Finds Wandel in the middle, and the defense is just flopping at it. Can't do anything against that.
Macy tried to double back on himself on the backboard, realised he did it too late, then turned off again, by which time he'd given too much time to Leeds, and they'd been given all the opportunity they needed to get a Barakar on the right place in that ball and tuck it into the goal. Much like Left did to get that pinch after an initial mistake from, I believe it was Berkinator.
Yeah, very clinical shooting from Wandel there, and even in the first game, despite just missing the mark, he scored a very good goal with a good placement, but a few opportunities went awry, as this could be an open net here. Girls and Beer can't get it in. Still counter-attacking. Now it's an open net on the other end, and Oracle.
Yeah.
Gonna put one in.
They were going for a bit of a passing play there, and then completely bottled it, and Left was too slow to the ball in the end.
Yeah,
in my opinion, they should have gone straight for goal in that situation, because the time it took to get it away to the second player meant that the defense was able to rotate in and get a block. Admittedly, they were traveling at like full speed to try and get back in. Maybe the second player could have done it if they put it back onto the near post.
Yeah, it was a great counter-attack from Exeter there, just letting the Leeds boys, pressure them on defense, and the net was open and it was theirs for the taking. They did that a lot in game one, just trying to play counter-attacking, and it's working for them in game two again. There's 45 seconds left.
So I think Exeter have a lot more in the tank. I think if they were really pushing it, they could have another 4-1 game right now.
Yeah.
That being said, Oracle has just missed a huge touch, and Left could have beaten out Berkinator in the 1v1 there. Didn't quite manage it though, and so we're going to keep this scoreline for a little while longer.
Yeah, and see if Leeds can fire back and take us into overtime here, or even try and win it. But it's going to be hard against an Exeter team that is starting to sit back on defense a bit more. They're only really sending one player into the Leeds half at a time, as a double commit could buy something, but that's a quite fortunate pinch. And it's going to send it all the way into the blue half. Clock ticks down now. Girls and Beer trying to get a centre, misses the ball. Left going to keep it up? No, he's not. Exeter take game two.
Leeds did want that quite badly. You could tell they were trying the hardest to keep that ball up. They couldn't manage it, and now they're 0-2 down on the brink of defeat. Leeds have an opportunity now to come back, but they need all 3 games on the bounce. We're heading into game 3 very shortly.
Yeah, a reverse sweep seems unlikely. I think, credit to the Leeds team, that game could have maybe gone either way, because Exeter weren't playing as well as they were in the first game. So I don't know, we could see Leeds fire back here, but my thoughts are that Exeter are probably going to see out this series sooner rather than later.
We could see it out right now. The Exterminators have lost this initial kickoff, but Oracle, he's also missed on the backboard. An opportunity for Leeds now as that ball bounces off the backboard. Oracle beating out Wandel, trying to force that ball high. Berkinator tapping this ball away. There's a lot of pressure from Leeds early on, but they're not quite breaking through the Exterminators.
No, they did well to coordinate themselves, did Exeter. They were double committing slightly, but they never left that's hard to say. Never left the net open. Wow. As Girls and Beer is going to send one top corner. That was almost the go-ahead goal for Leeds there.
And that's exactly what they need as well. They want an early goal. It takes off a bit of the pressure. That first game, the reverse sweep, is always the hardest, because in Exeter's opinion, they are absolutely dominating Leeds right now.
Yeah, but Leeds are playing very well this game, as Wandel's going to bounce one over the top of the Exeter defense. It was a very unorthodox shot, but if it goes in, it goes in. And I think this is the first time that Leeds have taken the lead in this series.
Indeed, Ryan.
What could this say, we think?
I think we're going to need to put at least another one on before... Oh, as I say that, Girls and Beer faking out Oracle.
What a fake!
Then goes for the flick, able to tuck that ball in. Must have been no more than 13 seconds.
Yeah. Well, Leeds have woken up, and it's great to see. We have a series on our hands, it seems.
minute and 2 seconds gone on the clock, another 3 minutes and 58 left. That's plenty of time for Exeter to find a way back into this.
Yep.
Birkinator now. He's got the ball on the top of his car, tries to find a pinch off the inside. Wandel able to tap it over. That's now trickling down to Oracle. Traps it against the sidewall. Try to find another touch to force it through the defense. Nothing yet, nothing dangerous. Not like it was crossing the box before when Wandel had to pop the ball all the way over.
Yeah.
Oracle, I think he's looking for an air carry. He's off the ceiling, trying to find the tap down. Couldn't find it. Fortunately, Meishi was there to follow up. Ball goes straight to the middle. No one to follow up from Exeter there and left. Able to get a huge clear.
Yeah, some very scrappy play going on right now. Double commits, lots of bumps. No real kind of coordination or rhythm to the game at the moment. I think a goal would probably break that and reset things. As to whose side it would be on, I really couldn't tell you.
Left now, turning that ball to the left. Should be Girls and Beer following up on this, but Meishi able to get contact with the ball first. Exeter now probably need to think about scoring some goals. They're going to start running low on time, and if they're pressured, it's going to be a lot more difficult.
Yeah.
Oracle now trying to get it past Girls and Beer, but both the Exeter players came forward and were unable to get a solid follow-up. And we said Birkinator, a fantastic beat on two, tries to pop the ball up. He's found it once again on the back one. I think he was trying to get it back to Oracle. He's now forced it through two, left under pressure to win out this 1v1.
Close there, left with not a whole lot of boost and just flopping at the ball almost. Created an opportunity for Exeter there, but I think it was saved off the post by one of the Leeds defenders.
Birkinator, he's found a huge dunk, and that is going to be the opening goal for Exeter. 2 minutes and 5 seconds left on the clock. They need one to force overtime. They need two to take the series 3-0 in regulation.
Yeah, Leeds just seem to be taking too much time on the ball against a team that is so fast and aggressive like Exeter. You can't take your time. You've just got to, get a hold of the ball and flick it. As Girls and Beer going to take one over the top of the Exeter defense there. That was some beautiful control.
He likes to be cheeky, popping that one. I think it was a little over the top of, was that? Yeah, I think that was Oracle.
Yeah.
Been able to get it into the left. Meishi against left now, wins out. Should be Oracle trying to force this through, but not to be. Left now, off the backboard, down to Wandel. Wandel drops it down. It's left that has to play it away to stop Exeter getting a hand on it, though.
Yeah, that was... I think initially I was like, oh, Girls and Beer had that, but I think Leeds are playing quite an interesting game of possession. They're not really worried about where it's going as long as there's another Leeds player there to make a touch on it and keep possession, which it can work.
I think they may have made the critical realisation that a lot of Exeter's goals have been off the change of play when Leeds come off offence and have to go back on defence and they've thrown too many men forward. Yeah,
I definitely agree. They're reading Exeter's offence very well, and they're starting to adapt to it, which could be crucial considering that they're on match point right now.
Oracle now taking that ball down. It's Wandel with a huge block to keep Leeds firmly in the lead. Girls and Beer trying to follow up. Meishi really shouldn't have been going for that. Should have just let his teammate play it away to the side, because now he's used some boost of his own.
Oh, was that in? Yes.
And there we go. Meishi, he didn't have the boost to get to the ball soon enough, and it trickles in. 4-1 for Leeds in game 3.
Yeah, a complete flip of the scoreline we saw in game 1 where Exeter were dominating. That time, 3 Exeter players were stacked in the net, and none of them made good enough contact to stop that ball from going in.
Birkinator ends up playing that ball over to the side. Wandel forces it past Meishi, but not onto the target. It's Oracle now. He's lobbed left, tries to find a catch again, playing it over Girls and Beer. And yet that ball bouncing off the ceiling with 35 seconds left. It's not boding well for Exeter, at least not in this game. GG go next, maybe the call now as Girls and Beer tucks in a 5th.
Yeah, Leeds have really stepped their game up this game and are all over Exeter. The amount of momentum that they have now is great. It's exactly what they needed, but for Exeter, it's a real slap in the face considering those first 2 games, how well they controlled them. Girls and Beer could put another one in here. just blocked out by the Exeter defense once again.
I suppose I said it last game that Exeter seems to be taking a few more liberties. But I suppose if this is the wake-up call they need, then now there shouldn't be anything stopping them taking game 4.
Yeah,
Instead,
this could
Leeds
be a
built up
goal.
a sizable advantage.
Yep.
1 second left on the clock, time remaining, utterly meaningless right now.
No, but
a consolation goal should reaffirm that Exeter do have the advantage in this series still.
Yep. That consolation goal, despite it being meaningless, might just mean something to Exeter and help them carry a little bit of positivity in the next game.
GGs are called and we move back to our screen. Hello again. 5-2 Orion. I'm a little shocked, but I think we could have seen it coming.
Yeah, well, my comment at the end of last game was that Exeter will probably take this sooner rather than later. My opinion has completely changed. We definitely have a series on our hands with a 3-goal win like that, and a convincing 3-goal win. You know, none of those goals were lucky in any sense of the words. The Leeds team there were just outclassing Exeter. And going forward, I'm expecting to see much of the same in game 4. Like, Exeter just didn't get going that whole game.
Yeah, so it seems now time to move on to game number 4, an opportunity for Exeter to take the series 3-1 and rectify that game loss just then, or for Leeds to push the series to game 5, provide an opportunity for a reverse sweep, and surprise, I think, everyone who started watching this stream 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, that would be quite incredible to even, well, it was pretty unfathomable. A game 5 at the end of that second game. The fact that they could even win it is even more unfathomable, but that's what we could be potentially looking at, unless Exeter goes back to their game 1 and 2 selves and puts an end to everyone's hopes and dreams.
Oh, hopes and dreams is all we have, I suppose. Oracle playing it over to Birkinator, tapping it off the ceiling. Wandel not able to follow up, and now it should be Birkinator. I think he should have gone for a double tap there, and now both his teammates have committed at once. Exeter on the back foot now, scrambling to grab some boost.
Yeah, no.
Beats out Girls and Beer. Fakes Wandil, now in a 1v1 against Left. Left has walked off to the side, I think trying to slightly confuse the Exeter player. But in the end, able to save the ball with 50 seconds left. The scoreline still tied up until Left hooks that one into the bottom right. Oracle not seeing it coming, and now Leeds looking even more dangerous than they did before.
Yeah, Leeds are really dominating this midfield. I noticed a couple of times that the Exeter players are very reluctant to challenge anywhere outside the final third, really, and Leeds just walking all over them in that middle third and yeah, just taking control of possession.
And this is an opportunity for a second half. Left and took that one down. Oracle fortunately getting away before it becomes dangerous. 4 minutes on the clock. Girls and Beer tapping the ball up for Wandil. Wandil looking for net. Birkinator able to tap that one onto the backboard and get it away nicely. It is now going for goal himself. An opportunity opened up for Exeter, not fully executed on though by the green side.
Yeah, Leeds are really starting to look for each other in midfield now, which is something we didn't see from them at all in games 1 and 2. But the passing plays in field and just popping the ball up and taking out one of the Exeter defenders is really working wonders for Leeds. As I say that, that's a slow roller that's going to creep in from Oracle. Don't know what the Leeds defense were really doing there, but they just overcommitted and left themselves open.
I think I noticed this in the previous game as well. Left likes to dive for a ball if he thinks he can get a dunk. And in that one of only a few scenarios where he hasn't, it's opened up Leeds' backline massively. And Exeter have been able to follow through and get a goal. Birkinator able to put a flick on. Girls and Beer faking out Meishi. Oracle off the ceiling. It's bouncing down left, beaten out. But no one from Exeter able to turn it onto goal. Leeds catching a lucky break right now.
Yeah, Exeter looked really dangerous there. I was worried that the floodgates were about to open for Exeter, but somehow the Leeds defense holds firm and keeps this game at 1-1 in a game they need to win.
Meishi to the midfield, blocked by left, and now it's Wandil trying to follow through. Not this time around. Oracle to the midfield. It was on target, but a save from both Leeds players leaves an opportunity for Exeter to score. No one from Exeter following up again. In fact, they're scared of Ryan. They don't want to follow through anymore.
Yeah, and that was a perfect time. Two of the Leeds players were starved on boost there. I think it was Oracle maybe that took the boost in the corner and just left the defense helpless. But yeah, no Exeter players there to follow up, which I'm quite surprised by given their pace in previous games.
Oracle now dropping that ball down. No one from Exeter again. They're just sitting in their half right now, left, going to tap this ball into the box. It's Meishi up, tapping it over to Birkinator. He's now going to push this, try and beat out two, able to beat out Girls and Beer, can't beat out Wandil, but he's left it nicely for Oracle. Oracle trying to get the dunk on left with a solid clear though, buying Leeds a little more time in this offensive play.
Yeah, it seems that once Exeter get into the Leeds half, they're very good at putting on pressure, but once the ball transitions onto defense for Exeter, they just let Leeds have the entire pitch, and they just can't do that. Eventually, something's going to go in, and they're going to have to start chasing a goal.
Left now, beating out Exeter on the wall, leaves the ball for Birkinator though, and now he's going to start charging it down. Girls and Beer with a block, gets to the ball first, able to tuck it through, 67 seconds left. Leeds have taken the lead once again in game number 4 and look poised to force game 5 despite looking so desperate early on.
Yeah, that looked unscorable. I was sure that there would be a 50-50 on the goal line there, but Wandil manages to put it under the defender and it just bounces over the goal line defender.
And it looks like they might have a follow-up opportunity here. Girls and Beer, I mean, it looked open for a long time, but Birkinator able to follow through. Oracle now trying to beat out Wandil, who has had control in the corner. Oracle able to find a slight touch and tuck it away. Meishi now
That's a mistake there.
Trying to play it mid. Oracle backflips, allows Birkinator an opportunity, but left with a huge save, bailing out Leeds in a crucial second. But I think Meishi's going to find the goal here. Wandil not able to get to that ball, not able to find a block afterwards either.
Yeah.
And we may be looking at game 4 overtime at this rate.
Potentially, yeah. Leeds were just kind of, after that initial mistake, it just seemed like panic mode engaged, and they never really recovered from it. And that ball going to be put high into the goal by Meishi and tie things up.
Oracle now, I think he was trying to beat out Girls and Beer on the backboard. It was a long shot and he didn't make it work. Meishi now, that's a weak block, but no one from Leeds able to follow up left now. That's going top right. Oracle, no. That's a weak touch. Meishi and Birkinator both trying to scramble that ball away from the goal. They do manage it, but it's been centered once again by Girls and Beer. That one off the post. Meishi needs to turn on. He's bumped out of net by Girls and Beer, but goes straight into the ball. Left now. He's looking for another follow-up block, but he couldn't find it. Girls and Beer maintaining the pressure, but only drops it for Oracle. Wandil to the sidewall. That should bounce down. The Girls and Beer keeps it for a little while longer, but we do have game overtime in game 4, the first of the evening.
Man, what a 10 seconds that was from just bouncing on the goal line, and Leeds just kept throwing everything at it, and I don't know how that ball didn't end up in the back of the net there, as it might here. Left. It's on the goal line again. Girls and Beer there.
Close so many times and no one scored. Leeds,
goodness.
Please end my suffering.
That
it's
was
so painful
crazy.
seeing it halfway in the goal for such a long period of time.
That might be in.
They've lost it. Exeter have just got it off that pinch. Leeds, you had the opportunity to end it right there, and you failed.
That is the series off a 50-50 there. One of the Exeter players, Meishi, just throwing himself at it, and yeah, Leeds completely taken by surprise. What a way to end the series. Holy moly.
Wandil saying in chat, rip, because he fully knows that that ball only needed to cross the threshold once, and they couldn't manage it at all.
Yeah, Leeds, literally losing by millimeters, we would say.
Yeah, millimeters is absolutely appropriate in this scenario. We're going to be back after a short break with a second series of the evening. We'll let you know who that is after a short break, but until then, so long.
I'm on my own, broken and alone. I feel the rain crashing down. All around this empty town, we're searching for the lost and found. But you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air, like a blazing flare. Just stare, cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me. Hold your hand while the pain was over. Keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me. Like shadows in the atmosphere, charting the stratosphere. Yeah. I prayed for you and kept you near, in hopes you'd chase away my fears. I'm on my own, you made it so, and now I'm chasing nightmares too. I used to run with you through the great big leaves, laugh at you when you laugh at me. Hope for us because I believe the home was just you and me. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, I'm gonna do this on my own. No point in blaming you, you did not know. Oh, I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, I'm gonna do this on my own. No point in blaming you, you did not know. Oh, I'm gonna do this on my own. No point in blaming you, you did not know. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me.
What a series. Exeter take down Leeds 3-1 on a pivotal 50-50. We now have another series, though. It is Salford from Salford University against the Bournemouth Barracudas from Bournemouth University. Not fielding their usual rosters, but should be an interesting game nonetheless.
Yeah, both of these teams fielding, I think Salford fielding their actual B team and Bournemouth fielding a team different to the one we saw play in NSE last week, but still a strong team nonetheless with the likes of Onos and Valkyrie on their team. So we should see potentially a close series between these two B teams.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it. I've just noticed that it's actually Camo who is sort of subbing in for what is the usual Salford B team, which means that's actually an upgrade over what I'd regularly expect to see. But
Yeah.
I think Bournemouth naturally have a better B team, so we'll just have to see how this one ends up going. The players are super eager to get going, so drop the go 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 message and get them to load in. This game it is going to be Bournemouth in the yellow and Salford in the red. Quite an exciting colour scheme, if I do say so.
Is it kind on the eyes? I can't see the colours that you're seeing.
Yeah, it's actually rather pretty. Salford's more of a crimson sort of colour, and Bournemouth's like I don't know. It's like a very bright yellow. I dare say lemon.
Ooh, interesting.
Kind of shade. Camo though is going to be dropping that one midfield for Jiggy, who's been caught out by Valkyrie, and Salford not able to put that ball into target for now. Camo with another huge clearing on us, bordering on turning that into his own net, but it doesn't quite happen. Jiggy out to midfield. Camo look for the back goal. That's going to bounce down on us, winning out that challenge though.
Yeah.
Kizza now following through himself, trying to put that ball into the middle. Can't get around on us though.
Yeah, like you say, Camo probably going to be the target man for Salford here, coming from the A team and being a very good, fast, mechanical player. As Valkyrie going to put one in the net for Bournemouth, get the scoring underway here.
Oh, I think we do see here, Camo, he gets caught on the boost. I don't think he'd have been able to say it anyway, but he placed a lot of faith into Jiggy.
Yeah.
Actually, I think Kizza might have been a little wrong to have pushed out that far as well, so I'm not going to stick that all on Camo, but...
No, classic first game mistake and a first game goal there, as Demo could open things up, but Bournemouth going to be back on the counter-attack with Onos here.
Jiggy now, he's been caught out by Dragon. Valkyrie off the backboard. Can't beat out Jiggy, who found Camo, but Camo wasn't able to pinch it along the floor and
Great pass.
Oh yeah, and good placement from Dragon as well. Jiggy went in the way. Valkyrie, he was looking for a flip reset, but beaten out by Camo. Onos to Dragon. Can't get a touch of the ball, so it doesn't go back to midfield. He, though, is going back up, back into the play to try and put the ball on target.
Yeah, we are seeing a lot of back and forth. Nothing's really sticking for either team. That one goal, the only thing really to separate them so far is awkward save from Dragon. Could have spelled disaster there for the Bournemouth boys, but they keep going and stay in the lead of this game.
Onos, back to Dragon. Dragon, that's a weak touch, but Valkyrie able to get a touch on it again. Trying to get a centre, but he's not going to find anything but the soft players. Dragon to Onos. Onos to the midfield. Kiz is just lying in wait, though. He's going to get another easy clear.
Yeah, some beautiful passes coming out from Bournemouth at the moment, especially from Onos, just constantly looking for players in the midfield and finding them. I think once the other Bournemouth boys can start to keep up with the pace that Onos is putting these passes into the midfield, then we could see a few more goals coming out from the Bournemouth side.
Camo to the wall, that's bouncing down. Onos, I think he was looking to try and pick the ball up there, but didn't find himself quite so keen after he realised he was facing away from it. Camo to the midfield. I think that was Jiggy looking to follow through, but instead he just gets a demo onto Onos.
Yeah, Bournemouth bringing out the aggressive plays here. That was, I think, 1-1 on demos, if you said that Onos got demoed there. So Bournemouth clearly not happy to lose one of their players, so they decided to return the favour. But demos aren't going to do anything in terms of changing the scoreline, although Camo is going to do something in terms of changing the scoreline as he slots one past the Bournemouth defense. Right place at the right time off the 50-50 there. Valkyrie just didn't see Camo was there fast enough, and Onos couldn't get back in time.
Yeah, and it's that vision, that awareness that Camo is going to have over all the other players on this field. And right now, they are looking like a slightly better team, even if the scoreline doesn't suggest it. Jiggy gets thick on Onos. He finds Caro. That ball's gone to the back one. Valkyrie might get beaten out again here if it weren't for Kizza. I think he was slightly over the ball there.
Yeah. The midfield right now is very open. It's kind of just, oh, that's just in. Onos with an absolute boomer out of his own half, beating the Bournemouth
Camo has gone up thinking he's going to get the beat, and Jiggy's just been caught totally off guard, way too far forward again. I think they're not fully appreciating that Kizza can't fully keep up with the play, and maybe are pushing on a little too far forward.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Some of the balls going over the top of the heads of the Salford players just shows that they're a bit eager to push up upfield, as that could be an open net. Ono's got no boost. Going to try and rush after it. Yeah,
I can hear something to my right. I wasn't sure if it was a Salford or a Bournemouth player, but it was Camo. He does end up saving it. Kizza to the corner, Dragon with a catch. This is precarious. Ooh, well, this is why even if it's my teammates going for the play across the net, I always block them, because it almost always goes wrong in chap 1.
Yeah, you don't want to take it across your own net, especially when you're low on boost, like it seemed Dragon was there. That was, as you say, quite a precarious play, but somehow Bournemouth survive. Is that in? I thought Valkyrie was just going to let that sail past him. He reacted very late to that ball. Camo looking to level the scoring with 15 seconds left here.
And it's crazy to think, frankly, that Salford are down against the Bournemouth B team. Valkyrie now over to the right. That's going to bounce in the corner. Honor's able to continue it. Only needs to keep the ball away from Camo for a few more seconds, but he does just let the ball drop. Kizza in a 1v1 at 0 seconds. Just has to beat up Valkyrie, and Valkyrie has won. Camo can't keep up, and Bournemouth take game number 1.
That was unfortunate there. If he could have just got the flick off and scored that, we would have been going to overtime, but just not quite getting hold of the ball in that 1v1 situation, and yeah, Bournemouth taking game 1.
I mean, I suppose it's what games and series are decided on, that individual 50-50. Bournemouth win that one, take game 1, and maybe going forward they have a shot at taking the whole series against what I expected to be a slightly stronger Salford side.
Yeah, Salford put some good pressure on there. We can see that shots were 6-5 in favour of Salford, so they definitely outshot the Bournemouth boys, but yeah, it was just sticking better for Bournemouth. So we'll see if they can manage to work their way around the defence in the next game.
We shall indeed, and those players are eager to get going in game number 2. Camo, Kizza, Valkyrie, Onos, Jiggy, and Dragon loaded in, raring to go once again. Camo taking kick off the side of Salford this time. Question is, can he win it? Can he put Salford in an advantageous position? They want an early goal, disrupt some of the momentum that Bournemouth have built up. It's Onos now going for a cheeky flick over the Salford defence. Not to be though. Valkyrie taps that one over. It's Onos on the right wall. Back to the midfield. Valkyrie forward. Kizza gets the interception and stops any more pressure from Bournemouth.
Yeah, Bournemouth looking for each other in the midfield, but Salford are doing well to cut the play out. As we saw there, I think it was Jiggy just recognised that Onos was upfield and put his car in the way, as that's a good shot from Kaiser. Could have easily gone in. Jiggy might try and drop this one down to a teammate. Camo's up, ready. Dragon going to clear that one out, and Valkyrie going to stay in net. And
wait, I think Dragon might have an open net here. Kizza can't get back in time.
Oh my God.
Dragon, all he has to do is side roll to protect the ball from Kizza, and it slides in.
I think that was probably the easiest goal of Dragon's life. He just had to hold boost and go straight at the goal. That was quite incredible, really. That's more of like a ones play, but
yeah, the caster putting Salford to shame.
Yeah, definitely.
Camo now, looking for a play of his own, but the ball meets Dragon and doesn't meet the goal in the end. Kizza now, out to Camo once again, who's looking for a follow-up touch. But it's Bournemouth with pressure once again as we pass the 1 minute mark. On us now, dropping the ball down for Dragon. Dragon playing it off the side roll. I think he was looking for Valkyrie, but he rushed it slightly. Wasn't able to get enough power on it.
What a bump from Kizza. He literally came off their backboard and bumped the defender in net. If there had been any touch on that, it would have been in without a doubt. It's Kizza going to put one off the crossbar. Dragon knows he's got time and controls it. That could be an own goal there. Jiggy just manages to get up for that ball. I thought that was just going to sail in off a dodgy 50-50.
Nothing worse than a precarious 50-50.
Oh, you've got to love them, unless you're on the wrong end of them.
Yeah. RW Dragon tucking that one down. I think he was waiting for Valkyrie to go once again, but Valkyrie not feeling so committed this evening. Might have a beat on Camo here, could have been a goal, but not to be once again. 3 minutes left on the clock as Dragon tries to make a play of his own. Back in the box, beats out Jiggy. Another touch off the back with Honours towards the target, but blocked by Camo.
That was incredible. The passes were so tight that the Salford defense just didn't really know what to do with them. They were just kind of sitting ducks, waiting for someone to shoot the ball at them. And yeah, an incredible save from Camo there, just preventing the 2-0, as that could be an open net. Camo, he thinks it's in. It's not. That's a beautiful placement from Dragon there. Knew that it wasn't in and could see the defender on the goal line, but slams it top corner. Camo has absolutely no chance of saving this one.
Yeah, I think Camo, he probably just needed to take it a little slower. We see he turned all the way around to the outside. He wanted to get the full scope of the net. The reality is he should have only settled for that right half, maybe just gotten the weak clear by Salford a little more time, because now they're 2-0 down, staring down the barrel of a 2-0 deficit.
Yeah.
Reverse sweep to come back, and as we saw before, it's very difficult even if you start building momentum back into the series.
Yeah. There hasn't really been anything sticking so far from Salford. They've put some good shots on net, but nothing's really seemed convincing enough. I think they're capable of it. It's just whether they can actually start overcoming it and putting it into practice.
I do wonder, because I saw Kiz has still got no boost. He's had no boost for what feels like the past age. He does finally find that back cleft pad.
Oh, that's a goal from
If for all that time he had it's off the post. Oh, I was going to say, if that was in the first time, that was a really poor read, and I think Valkyrie probably should have gone straight back, but in that situation, no, it's just Camo that's going to be tucking that one in. Bournemouth caught only a few car lengths too forward, but that's one mistake too many.
Yeah, I think Dragon must have thought the first one was in, as he was in the way of that shot from Camo, but just didn't. He just kept driving into the net, so I think he must have just assumed it was in. But yeah, a goal back for Salford, and an important one with 1 minute 30 seconds left on the clock. They could mount a comeback here, but I would say for the majority of this game, Bournemouth have looked the favourite.
Jiggy now, he's actually he's tucked that ball underneath, but it goes to Honours. And then back to Valkyrie. He's just going to play this ball round the side, buy a little more time for himself. Now Camo pops that ball over Dragon, trying to follow through now. He's going to get it past another, tucks it to the midfield. Valkyrie able to tap it up, and Honours able to get it clear. Bournemouth maintaining this lead for a little longer. Camo back to the midfield. Valkyrie needs to find a block, and he has got it over Jiggy. And Kizza, that low boost once again coming back to bite him. Honours faking out Valkyrie. Valkyrie faking out Honours, and there's danger once again for Bournemouth's side. But not to be. Honours, he's took that ball down.
Oh, no.
Jiggy and Kizza with an awkward encounter as Camo left to try and bundle that mess up. Try and save some of Salford's dignity.
That was a real mess. Camo just a heads-up play there to get round the ball and realised that he had a bit of time to clear it instead of just panicking and flopping at it. Although this could be a goal here from Jiggy, but Honours well clear. Camo's, as I say that, I was going to say Camo seems to be a real menace on offence at the moment, but it looks like Bournemouth are going to take this game by the skin of their teeth. Unless Camo can do anything here. Jiggy's up for it, could put it in here. Dropping down Jiggy with the double tap.
Camo took that into the inside RW. Okay, he does take that down. That was good placement from him.
such a close game at the end there. Bournemouth, as I say, hanging on by the skin of their teeth. So we definitely had a game on our hands, but let's see if we have a series on our hands. Bournemouth have looked the better team for the most part for the past 2 games. So we will see what happens in game 3. Yep, Salford needing a reverse sweep.
Yeah, and it's terrifying as well. I expected this to be a much, much closer series, perhaps even favouring Salford. But clearly Bournemouth are just outclassing that Salford A/B mixed team.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Yeah, they're working very well together, our Bournemouth.
And has the Bournemouth A team been on stream yet?
Yes, the Bournemouth A team were on stream on Tuesday in NSE, and they took a very convincing, I think it was a sweep over a very strong Warwick team.
Okay, yeah. So this is my first time watching either of the Bournemouth side play. This is terrifying,
Yes.
knowing that their A team swept Warwick.
Yeah.
Because Treefork is a madman in itself. But against Cloud, it's Cloud Wardley Wilbur, isn't it? Bournemouth A team.
Yes.
Yeah, that's looking nightmarish.
Yeah, Bournemouth definitely looking scary this season. To overcome Warwick in that manner was quite breathtaking. As G, I thought that might have gone off the post there. But
angle, yeah. You can throw the opposition off there. If that ball's still rolling in, they might not be able to react in time. Yeah, RW Dragon, having just landed, wasn't able to quite catch that ball on its way through.
Yeah, and that was great awareness from Camo there as well, just smacking the ball off the corner and popping it up perfectly for his teammate. Bournemouth just had to watch it go into the middle, and Jiggy slammed it home off the post.
On us now, trying to carry this ball through. Jiggy, though, with the block on the backboard means there's no further threat from Bournemouth. RW Dragon plays it over to the left where Camo lies in wait, and that's double commit from Dragon. Wasn't called off the ball by Onos. Now it's Kizza playing this out over to the other side, over to Camo, playing it straight back into the middle. They're just playing it from side to side. You need to go towards the net, Salford, otherwise you can't score a goal. Or maybe they are just biding their time. They don't need another goal at this point. They just want to hold out. They want a nice, easy game.
Yeah, it does seem that they're playing the possession aggression game. Camo is running about like an absolute mad thing in the Bournemouth half and demoing everybody in sight as it leaves an almost open net for Kizza there. Honor's just able to get it back, but yeah, Camo's just sending ball after ball after ball into that box, and his 2 teammates are there to receive them, and yeah, Salford are looking really dangerous at this point.
Onos having that ball out to our W Dragon. I think he was trying to go for something on Camo. He faked in the aerial, dropped back down, went back up again. But in the end, it's Jiggy now with the ball, looking for a flick of his own. Plays it to the left, but can't beat out Valkyrie. And Onos took that one into the back right. Means we're at 1-1, looking terrifying for Salford as they are currently staring at a potential sweep defeat against the Bournemouth B team.
Yeah, Kizza there just getting bumped. It was open anyway, but that made things even more open, and Bournemouth convert and tie the score. 3 minutes left. Both teams have got a bit of momentum behind them this game, so it'll be interesting to see which way it swings.
Valkyrie off the sideboard into the midfield where Camo's really easily able to follow up. That's off the backboard. RW, it's bounced twice and he can't get the block against Camo. A terrible miss from Valkyrie leads to a lead for Salford.
Yeah, Valkyrie just facing the wrong way there, and that ball bouncing off the crossbar, completely bamboozling Dragon. And yeah, Salford are going to take the lead off it.
Onos beating out Jiggy, that ball bouncing down, and Camo able to get a deflection off the ceiling now. Kizza just fires the ball. Kizza. That was actually quite impressive for the producer.
Yeah, that
just
was
straight up the ball,
for sure.
The right weighting, the right speed, and it's off the crossbar and around the back of Valkyrie.
Yep, almost repeat of the previous goal, except there was no RW Dragon confused in the net. It was over Valkyrie and off the crossbar and just in from Kizza. What a shot that was from midfield.
Ono's looking for something similar himself now. He might have a reset here. He did not, and he did not let Valkyrie know he was going for that ball again. RW Dragon too far forward as well. That's a 4th goal for Saltford in this game number 3. An eerie repeat of game 1 though.
Yeah.
Series 1.
Kizza has just turned himself into a battering ram. He's going through all of the Bournemouth players, and they do not know what has hit them.
Jiggy now to the right. Arno's kind of a deflection though and gets it around Kizza as well. Camo. Ooh, baits out the aerial from Arno's. Bit more of that boost used in the Bournemouth offense. He's grinding to a halt. Valkyrie now coming off the sideboard. I think he's up against all 3 though. Beaten out by, beats out Jiggy. Arno's now off the sideboard. He's trying to tuck it to the inside, but Kizza able to pass that ball over to the backboard. Buy some more time for Saltford, and now with 90 seconds left, this is looking exceedingly difficult.
Yeah, it seems to me that Camo is trying to take a slightly different role in the team, just trying to be a bit more of a defensive anchor and let his other teammates just ball chase and half rotate a bit more and make life difficult for Bournemouth. And it seems to be working because Bournemouth have only put 1 on goal so far, as almost from Onos, but yeah, 4 have been put in. I think, Camo's got 1, Jiggy 1, 2, and Kaiser with 2, almost 3 there. As Salford continue their relentless offense.
Jiggy now off the ceiling. That's going to waterfall down to the midfield, but too far off to the right. Camo not able to find the target and able to play the ball straight off that opposing Bournemouth player. Jiggy gets it around RW Dragon, flicks it towards the inside. It's an open net for Camo in 5-1 now for Salford.
Yeah, Jiggy just pulling out the moves there, faking Dragon, popping it over Onos, and just leaves a wide open net for Camo to shoot at. He says, "Thank you very much, I will take that." And Salford 5-1.
I definitely think that sort of second, third man position is suiting Camo more in this particular setup, though. I know that's probably not what he was after playing. I believe it's Aaron who usually sits in defense on the 18, while Camo and Deadly Soul go up front.
Yeah.
Of course, they usually end up rotating, but it's good to have a slightly more offensive or defensive lead to balance it out.
That's 6-1. Are we going to get a Brazil here?
No, Ryan, don't call it now.
I'm calling it.
Oh no!
I want to believe.
It's going to happen now.
Let me dream. Camo will score a ceiling shot, and we'll get the Brazil. There we
chat, go. If you don't believe him, just say in chat that you don't believe him, please.
He's got 6 seconds to do it. It's quite ambitious. I called it. Oh. Not quite in the right way, right. But I was half right.
I'm going to need like a tech pause just to recover from this.
Who was that? I need to.
That was Kizza actually that put it into the bottom left.
What an absolute legend that man is.
Yeah, and RW Dragon's just going to let that one go. Oh my, no, Honors, don't keep it up. The only way this goes is it lands on the ground and it's a Brazil. Salford score another and it's 8-1, and that doesn't actually have a name yet. Or you score and it's a Liverpool.
That would also happen, yes. Go on, do it. Do the thing. No,
it's just a Brazil.
Let's go. Caster predictions. Gotta love them.
It's only a prediction if you do it before the start of the game.
No, but also yes. Anyway, we should probably talk about this game rather than the scoreline.
The merits and drawbacks of the prediction matter.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I'm inclined to agree. Bournemouth got absolutely wrecked by Salford.
Yeah. And I don't think anyone could have predicted it. Salford, put 15 shots, no less than 15, onto the Bournemouth net, and just under half of them went in. Completely unprecedented, and a repeat of what we saw in the first series today, just on an even bigger scale. I'm speechless.
Yeah, I'm kind of lost for words as well, actually. But I guess you move on to game 4 with a vision that maybe this is a wake-up call for Bournemouth. Maybe they dropped off slightly in that game.
Yeah, you've got to think that, given how they were playing in games
I'd
1 and 2.
certainly hope so.
Yeah.
Let's see. Valkyrie is going to be making the early plays there. He's got under this ball, trying to carry it under Jiggy, and he does almost find the target. Credit to him for that. But if you don't find the target, it's not a goal, and in the end, it is meaningless. All that matters is the numbers at the top, the series score around the goal scorer in that little circle.
Yeah, and currently it's 2-1. Bournemouth are still on match point, and Salford can't forget that for a second. They're going to have to keep their form up, as Camo, what a save that was, just flipping across his net to grab that. Might be a counter-attack on here. Jiggy's up for it. Can't put it on target, though. Camo going to try and send it back and still causing havoc. It seems like he's abandoned his position on the defense and is now just causing mayhem. Is Jiggy going to put the double tap in? Bournemouth defender couldn't quite get there, and Jiggy going to capitalize on that. That was a beautiful pop from Camo.
Onos may have been low on boost in that particular situation. I didn't see his boost meter beforehand, but it definitely looks like he struggled to get to it. Oh, no, it turns out he actually had plenty of boost. He just elected not to use it, and I don't think he was in a position to use it all that well either.
Yeah, he had a long way to go.
Dragon. Ball spills over to the right. Valkyrie able to follow up and should be able to go again. No, Onos calls him off, but stopped in his tracks by Kizza, who's going to try and find another centre. Because I've got to say, he's gelling a lot better into this roster than he was in games 1 and 2.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Camo is bringing out the best of these of Kizza and Jiggy for sure, just disrupting the play and giving possession to his teammates constantly, and they're relishing that to have a player that's capable of it.
RW Dragon to the right, and now it's bouncing up and back down once again. Camo trying to find the dunk, but it goes straight to Valkyrie, pushes it towards Honours now following up. He might have a second here. No, elects to leave it. I think that's faked out Kizza a bit, and Camo forced to use a lot of boost to scrape that away. Dragon now can't beat out Camo either, but it's Kizza now that has to follow up. Camo not in a position to do anything, it seems, right now, and Jiggy, he's got a weak touch and used a fair amount of his boost meter. Finds the back right, trying to beat out Valkyrie on top of what he'd already gained. Not able to though. Jiggy tucking it down on us with a huge clear.
Yeah, that was a great touch from Jiggy there. I thought initially he might look for a teammate as Camo seemed to be lurking in the midfield. This could be an open net here.
A huge play from Jiggy to keep the ball out of the hands of the Bournemouth players. And it may have well have opened up an opportunity for Kizza to score, not to be though. Kizza not able to beat out the Bournemouth defense this time around.
Close opportunity for sure. Onos not going to reach this actually. Kizza no boost. Just didn't have it in his mind that Onos could miss that.
Onos beating out 1, beating out 2. Can't get it around Jiggy for a second time though. Too much boost on the Salford player.
Could be open here. That was almost a bump on Onos there. He just manages to get there, and Dragon could play this off. Onos with a great shot just off the post. Kizza in an awkward spot here. Onos going to dunk this onto the backboard, and Jiggy trying his best to clear it. Gets a touch, but Valkyrie is just going to block it.
I've got to say that the threat of a bump onto Onos was what saved Salford in that scenario, because he could have turned it straight onto net and probably would have scored. But because he had to think about getting away from the bump, Salford bought themselves a little more time and were able to escape that threat.
Yeah.
And ultimately turn this into an offensive play, which Kizza is trying to follow up on right now. Jiggy up against Valkyrie, rolls round the ceiling and into the box. Jiggy looking for a bump on lines, instead he's going to settle for the back left boost. The meters all looking pretty low right now. Valkyrie, zero boost on the back, we're going to flip forward. Drops down for Coward, but a fortunate save from Dragon with a minute left.
Oh, that could have been insane from Kizza there with the ghost touch. If that had sailed into the net, I would have been a very happy caster. But Kizza now going to try and take this off the wall and go past Dragon. He does Onos there to have a big booming clear and a big boom of his own as he gets demoed by one of the Bournemouth boys. Oh, pinch there, almost goes in.
to think if that could have gone, if that went in,
Gee.
that could have been Bournemouth's saving grace in this game. Right now, we may be heading to game 5.
I don't think
As
we
long as
are.
that ball's rolling towards net, RW Dragon, I think he took that back left boost for Salford. And as a result, there was no resources for Salford. Yet he finds a bump onto Kiza as well. It's a crucial play from RW Dragon is exactly what opens the play up for Honours.
Salford just crumbled there. And Bournemouth capitalised. That was, yeah, as you say, a great play from Dragon to open things up as he ends up in an awkward spot here. I think Bournemouth are starting to realise that they just have to throw themselves at the ball. Valkyrie, that could have been the go-ahead goal and series winner for Bournemouth. Any goal here, you would imagine, will win Bournemouth the series. Dragon with a bump on net. Honours, open net.
It's the bumps again, Dragon, you legend.
Incredible heads-up play from Dragon there. Noticing that Jiggy's all on his own. Honours open net to shoot at, and you would think that that would put an end
If
to the
Salford score
dreams
now,
of
I'll
Salford.
be amazed. But you can see RW Dragon. He's been watching thousands of streams casted.
Jiggy!
Oh
He
no!
ties it
Oh
up
no!
with
He's cut me off
2
mid
seconds left.
I was picking up Dragon a little too much in that scenario, and he drives just around the ball. Oh my god! I think we're going to overtime anyway, Orion.
Bournemouth had won it. We had 5 seconds left, and of all things, a kickoff goal. Or we could have
Imagine if
another one.
Bournemouth lose now.
Imagine.
Valkyrie off the backboard, Honours to follow up. Jiggy to Valkyrie, and that ball going to stop dead on the floor. Overtime in game 4. We've been in this scenario before. Last time around, Exeter took that game. Went to 1-0 in the standings. Now Valkyrie looking to do the same. Honours onto the backboard. Valkyrie tucking it down. It's Honours once again. Needs to find the corner, but it's too slow, and Camo finds deflection. Bournemouth should have had it twice now, Orion.
Yeah, that was Bournemouth for the taking, and only Camo stood in their way, and he was not doing a whole lot with it. And the ball got sent wide, and he managed to get the second one, but yeah, Bournemouth should have put it away. As Honours, I was going to say, I thought he was on the wrong team there. He looked so poised to shoot that I got hyped about him scoring. Jiggy could put this in, fake. Valkyrie just backflips.
Yeah, and Camo's beaten out as well. I think it's just Kiza with very low boost on the back line. Fortunately able to get that block in. The Bournemouth player is not able to get so far forward that they prevent him getting that boost. And now he's going for the play of his own, trying to tuck that ball through, but instead it's Jiggy playing it onto the backboard and it bouncing back up.
This is a very tense overtime. Bournemouth know 1 goal is all they need to win it, and Salford know that they need a goal to stay in. Camo could drop this down here. That's a great block from one of the Bournemouth defenders there. It's an awkward one to deal with. Dragon could put this in here. Jiggy, what a save, just landing on the ball and preventing that goal.
I mean, he had to get that twice as well, because RW Dragon had the perfect follow-up for it. That side roll carries on for so long. That one off target, though, that's a little more disconcerting. And that one is pitching towards the goal. Honours, he can't get in the way of it. We're going to game 5. Bournemouth, they had it, and they grasped defeat from the jaws of victory.
Dragon really did not want to hit that ball there. I think he was just trying to take possession back and disrupt the play, but ends up pinching it with Camo, and it's so unfortunate. Another 50-50 deciding in overtime. But we go to game 5 off of that 50-50, and based on that overtime, what a game 5 it's set up to be.
Oh, damn right. This is like the reverse of what could have been if Leeds took that game off Exeter Terminators, that game 4.
Yeah, exactly.
But we're getting all the juice this evening, aren't we, folks?
Yeah. This is the prophecy that Leeds could have fulfilled, but chose not to. They were obviously saving it for Salford, which is very kind of them.
And we're off once again in game number 5. RW Dragon winning out on kickoff, but the ball trickles over to Camo. Honours has missed. Camo left with an open net. Jakey looking for the goal steal, but no. Either way, it's Salford scoring.
Yep, very early goal for Salford.
Imagine what's the mental state of Bournemouth right now. They had it with 5 seconds to go in game 4. They had a perfect opportunity in overtime, but Jiggy manages to find the perfect save. They get scored, and now they've been scored in the first few seconds of Game 5. I
Well,
don't know how they can keep going.
They're going to be kicking themselves, but I know Onos and Dragon personally. Dragon isn't someone that gives up easily. I'm sure he'll be rallying his team behind him and trying to get this victory. It's all that they can do right now. You can't just give up and let the other team walk all over you.
Carano back to the midfield. He's played this a little too far. Oh, he's found two
Double
demos though.
demo.
Jiggy now going to play this back towards the midfield. But he's got under that ball when really he just wanted to be behind us and drive it towards the net. I think I saw Camo going for a third demo, the extermination of the yellow team.
Yeah.
But not this time around. Valkyrie pushing the ball through. He's behind Camo, just has to tuck this ball in, taking it nice and slowly, but Jiggy beating him to the punch.
Yeah, well, we know what's on Camo's agenda now. He doesn't really care much for the ball as long as the players don't exist. And it almost worked. As you say, Jiggy just not quite able to get under that ball and flick it over the defense. But I'm sure Camo will continue to be a thorn in the side of Bournemouth for the remainder of this game.
RW Dragon popping the ball up. That's going to trickle down over the top. Dropping down now off the sidewall. Valkyrie to the back left corner. Camo with a huge clear and a follow-up that is in the box. And Amos is only going to get a weak touch. Enough to get it to Valkyrie though.
Triple commit there. Oh, it goes in. You would think that if that had hit the crossbar there, Bournemouth were through. All three players were in some form going for that ball. I think Camo was trying to recover, but that's a gorgeous shot from Jiggy to drop that down like that.
And now Bournemouth are suffering. I don't see a way back into them for this. You had the series, you've thrown it away. Sure, you've got a centre now, but Camo's got a nice, easy clear.
Yeah. Bournemouth are looking helpless right now. They need a goal from somewhere, and it just isn't happening.
They need a miracle, Orion.
They do need a miracle, I think, and that miracle could take the form of Onos, who we know is a very mechanical player and can pull out some very top quality individual plays as he fakes one, looks to go over another, but yeah, the challenges right now from Camo are just relentless. Dragon gets demoed in net there. Or no, he demoed Kaiser, sorry. But yeah, Camo being a menace once again.
RW Dragon is stopped on the goal line by Camo. Bournemouth, they've been holding out for a hero, but they're not coming tonight.
Nope.
Onos to the midfield, trying to beat out Camo. He's gone over the top. RW Dragon tucks it in. RW Dragon may well prove to be that hero. 2 minutes, 13 seconds on the clock and only a 1-goal deficit.
Yep, this is what Bournemouth needed, and they needed it sooner rather than later. Dragon just beating, I think it was Kizza, out to that 50-50 and managing to sneak one into the goal. They've got to pick some momentum up from that goal now, as that's an interesting kickoff. This could give a real opportunity to Bournemouth. Onos going to miss that one though. Valkyrie could be in here. Onos off the crossbar. Dragon trying to follow up Kizza there, just in time.
That should have been the point at which he got tied up. But, but there will be opportunities for both teams going forward.
Yep, you would hope so, but how many more can Bournemouth miss is the question. Is Jiggy going to look to try and send this one onto net?
Imagine if you get a few more unfortunate touches like that.
Yeah.
Kizza is going to be slow to the ball. RW Dragon to the midfield. Camo can't be beaten out by Onos. It's Valkyrie now on the back line, who with 90 seconds has to find a way through to keep Bournemouth alive in this series, in this game 5.
That was a double commit on the side there, and Dragon probably had an open net to shoot at, just couldn't quite get there. Jiggy in an awkward spot here, that's going to be put up high. Dragon sending it out to Onos, who's got an open net to shoot at and misses.
He was too slow. I don't think he saw it coming. He was heading backwards, I think, to try and get a slightly better position. But maybe in that situation, he just needed to be using that boost a little more.
Yeah.
To get into position a little quicker. Valkyrie now off the backboard again. He's looking for a bump on Kizza, but Kizza gets past him first. And now trying to beat out Onos himself.
Yeah, Bournemouth are in control right now, I would say, and the defense of Salford is starting to look shaky. Camo could double tap this in here, drops it down through the corner. Kizza, that's in, and you could imagine that would be the game for Salford after all of that pressure from Bournemouth. and nothing to show from it. Salford finally sneak one in. Onoz bumping Valkyrie there. And yeah, Salford looks set to take this game 5.
It was unfortunate, but I think Bournemouth might have to consign themselves to defeat at this point. We thought they might have stood a chance when RW Dragon tucked the ball into the far corner. But now with 30 seconds left and 2-goal deficit, this is looking nigh on impossible.
Yeah, we saw a miracle last game. We might get one this game, but it is looking unlikely. Jiggy's going to put this one into the corner and Kiz is going to absolutely bang it away. Valkyrie barely getting there, and that was open for Kizza. That would have been the nail in the coffin.
RW Dragon playing that ball off the side. They have only a couple of seconds if they want to keep this play alive. But Jiggy, he's just going to carry the ball. By the way, the clock, we hit 0 seconds, and now the score is confirmed. 3-1 to Salford. They bring it back from 0-2 down. An incredible reverse sweep, Ryan.
A very incredible reverse sweep. You would say that there was some luck involved in that goal that went in off the hinge 50-50 from Dragon, but
just a small amount of luck.
Yes, just a tad, but
yeah.
Salford taking it in style in the end. Camo was undoubtedly an MVP, and his teammates definitely played up to him. Jiggy had some great outplays, and Kizza was a monster on offense at times as well. I think in one game he got a hat-trick. So yeah, that was an incredible game incredible series, to witness.
Yeah, I can't quite believe, because he must have made a tactical decision mid-game. We saw him drop back a little more in those early games. He and his teammates ended up being way too far up, and now they've solved it, and they're looking pretty unstoppable, given they just won 3 on the bounce.
Yeah, that was a dominant performance from Salford in those past 3 games. I think that overtime maybe could have gone either way, but they really stepped things up in game 5 and took it confidently.
We are going to throw it to a break now, though. We'll have another series for you just after the break once the new fixtures have been generated. That will be round 3 and the last of the evening. So we'll be back shortly. See you guys.
on my own, broken and alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. We're searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare. Just stare 'cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me. Hold your hand while the pain was over. Keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. My darling dear, you're never here. When I'm in pain, you hide and disappear. Like shadows in the atmosphere, charting the stratosphere. Yeah. I prayed for you and kept you near, in hopes you'd chase away my fears. I'm on my own, you made it so, and now I'm chasing nightmares too. I used to run with you through the great big leaves, laugh at you when you laugh at me. Hope for us because I believe the home was just you and me. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, I'm gonna do this on my own. No point in blaming you, you did not know. Oh, I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, I'm gonna do this on my own. No point in blaming you, you did not know. Oh, I'm gonna do this on my own. No point in blaming you, you did not know. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me.
And we're back with game number 3. An incredible reverse sweep has just been pulled off by Salford in order to get past the Bournemouth Barracudas, but now we have the Sussex Sharks against Staffordshire Pinbam. Ryan,
Yeah.
any thoughts on this matchup?
Well, speaking of reverse sweeps, Sussex's last match came in NSC on Tuesday, where they were reverse swept by Royal Holloway in emphatic fashion. And To be fair to them, they do have a player in the form of Distan, who is joining the A team for the NUEL. And they're going up against Staff's Bimbam, who are also a very good, competent team. And it will be interesting to see how closely matched they are. Let's hope for another Game 5, I guess.
Game 5 it is then. Players are getting to go in game number 3. TJX, I'm Private, and this stand playing for Sussex Sarks, Loz, Skizralda, and Brett playing for Staffordshire. And we're off. Wed and TJX taking this kick off Brett, forcing that ball through. Distan over to the side where it's stopped by Loz, and he's going to carry on playing this through.
TJX. Skizral got to put that in.
On the wrong side of the net there. He thought he was going to catch it before it came through. A massive brain fart as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I just don't think he thought that Bread was putting it into the center. I think he must have thought it was going up the wall and just ended up wrong-footed, and Skizral capitalizing.
This is why you rotate into the far post.
Yes.
The far post, not the near post, to all my Diamond 3 teammates.
Also to all my Champ 3 teammates, nothing changes, don't worry.
Oh, good to know. I'm Private, that's on that. Skiz over to the corner, bouncing back out once again. He's been caught.
Oh no! Many brain farts happening.
What ping is TJX is playing with perfectly normal ping? What?
Seems he's left his brain somewhere.
Clearly,
I don't know exactly where. Yes, we'll hope so.
Or in that Royal Holloway series you were talking about.
He could have left his brain in game 2 there before they got reversed.
I know Sussex have won 2 games already this evening. They're not a bad team by any means.
No, definitely not.
I'm Private though. Tapping that ball, it's towards the box, it's in that general direction, but Brett has a nice, easy clear if he doesn't try to jump over the ball. Loza going to try and put that one on target, a rank S player in Uni 6 mans, of course. Expect some high-class gameplay from him. Distant almost beating up Brett in that scenario, can't quite force it through, and it's Loza once again up against TJX, who does get a solid touch this time around. I'm Private with a sideball back to the midfield. TJX past Loza, tapping it up once again. Distan trying to follow through, but it's Brett gets in the way, and that one has just made its way into the goal. I'm Private not quite making its way up.
Yeah, Distan thought he could get on the end of this, but Brett just puts a booming clear, and Private just can't react to it quick enough.
No, he didn't react. That was a backflip.
That was a Phil's backflip, man, unfortunately. 2-0 on the Staffordshire side at the moment, with only 2 minutes gone. So we'll see how the rest of the game pans out. We haven't seen much from Distan yet, who we know is a real target player and can create opportunities and take opportunities himself.
I do wonder if his time in StarCraft might have got to him ever so slightly, because if he's lost that edge, that might be the thing that tips it.
Yeah, we'll have to see about that. Gizraud going to put one on net. That's a great block. I didn't quite see who that was, but just in the nick of time coming across. TJ is going to take his time here. Looks for a flick. Distan might drop this center. Goes for a double tap. There's a double commit there, leaving it open. TJX got to open net, but can't quite get a hold of the ball. And Loz is going to get clear for the Staff side.
That ball moving forward once again now. Distan turning it towards the goal. That's a massive double tap to get it past Bread, bringing it back to a 1-goal deficit for Sussex.
That was an excellent controlling touch there from Distan, and Bread must have thought it was in as he smacks his face into the post, and Distan says, "Thank you very much, I'll just drop this here," and puts the scoreline at 2-1. And it's still in favour of Staffs, but it's good to see that Sussex are starting to fire back, as I'm Private might sneak this one in. Skizrald off the post.
Yeah, not quite making the ball all the way through in that scenario. Distant once again playing that ball towards the midfield. Can't quite get it through. Distant now on the opposite side of the goal He's got it in the air. He's coming off the ceiling. I'm going to flip it into that ball, and he gets it under Bread. I'm Private now, setting it midfield. TJX tucking it down, and that's dropped straight into the middle of the net. Disaster averted for Sussex.
Yeah,
So
that was
tight up at 2-2.
left wide open there. Loza was third man back, must have thought there was someone behind him, and he just used all of his boost going for that ball in the corner. And yeah, I think it was TJX or Private just tucking it round the back and scoring another open net for Sussex. They're drawing these Staffs players out of the defensive line, and it's costing them.
TJX missing that touch, and now in a tangle with his teammate I'm Private. Loza tapping that ball up for Bread, who's got a weak touch himself, and both teams seem to be whiffing a fair amount this evening. A minute left on the clock, both sides have some more opportunities. I'm Private. The stop on the back line, that's a ball trickling into midfield until Skiz gets a centre. Bread onto target, Distant pops up above. I'm Private over to the left, and he's going up once again to try and get this ball to a teammate. Yeah,
that was a great rescuing touch from Private there to take it away from the Staffs attackers, as Distan going to try and get an attack going for Sussex, but some good blocks coming out on either side here. I say that Private just going to miss that one and now try and take it by himself. TJX coming in like an absolute steam train, but being blocked almost instantly, and Distan going to fake that one. He's only got Skizral to beat here. TJX going to shoot, but that's a great block from Skizral, denying the Sussex boys a go-ahead goal with only 20 seconds left on the clock.
And to think a goal this late could mean the world to any team except Bournemouth.
Yes. Yes. You're very right with that statement.
We have passed the Bournemouth threshold now, 3 seconds to go.
Yeah. We all refer to 3 seconds left as Bournemouth time from now on. Although Loza with the buzzer beater, are you serious?
I didn't even see it coming, but he just rocks up, gets under the ball, taps it once, rolls to the side, and gets around TJX. That, my friends, is a way to take game number 1 in the series.
What a finish from Loza. He came out of nowhere and just scooped that ball up and threw it past TJX like it was nothing. That was
total surprise.
And an incredibly clutch play coming out from Loza there, and I thought we were going to overtime. Loza didn't care. He takes game 1 for Staffs. What a way to take it. And you can imagine, off of a play like that, which I'm sure that they were incredibly hyped about, getting that buzzer beater, they will be carrying a lot of momentum into this game too.
Sussex were the ones which were starting to push forward as well. They just come back from a 2-goal deficit.
Yeah, that is a kick in the teeth if you're Sussex.
Game number 2, Staffordshire leading 1-0 currently. It's Distant against Bread. Bread winning the kickoff has led to the ball just spilling towards TJX. He's going for a bit of a play. He gets it over Loza, but I don't think much is going to come of this just yet. That ball continuing to ping pong around the field. Bread over to the left. He has found Loza. An opportunity for a shot if a Staffordshire player can get their wheels to it. Instead, it's I'm Private playing that ball over to the left. Distan, I think he was trying to get a pitch off the sidewall, and he's been denied boosts as well.
Yeah.
TJX with another whip. I can see the intent with TJ. Okay, right. Yes, they got a goal. I'm not sure it was a good play. Bread, I think he was trying to sort of track where TJX was going, and that's one of the worst mistakes you can do while defending. You focus on the ball, not the player, and then you should hit the ball. But in that case, I think both players were looking at each other, both go over the ball, and that opens up a massive opportunity for a pass back to TJX, who had gone too far forward.
Yeah, just a misplay coming out there. In terms of the game dynamic, both teams are really struggling to clear the ball. They are getting it clear and transitioning from defense to offense, but they're doing it very slowly, and it's often being met by a number of 50-50s, which is credit to how both teams are playing in the midfield. Loz is going to cut that one out and make it drop in an awkward spot, but Distan's going to retrieve it and go at it again. Bread here putting it off its own corner, but Private there almost to meet it. Ends up mistouching, and TJX will put it into the corner. Skizraud going to look to take this one by himself. Almost gets it over the defenders, but blocked out well again.
TJX now trying to beat out Skiz, but Skiz is going to get in the way of this one with 90 seconds gone. Comes off the ceiling, gets the tap underneath the ball. Of course, if you come off that ceiling, you retain your flip for much, much longer. Distan out to TJX. TJX bouncing off the side, but he's actually got it around Loza, who wasn't expecting that touch. Distan able to tuck that ball in for the finish. Bread totally beaten. And now it's Sussex with a 2-0 lead in the 3-minute mark.
Yep, we thought that buzzer beater might have shaken them, but it doesn't appear to be the case at all, as Distan is going to put in the second goal of this game for Sussex. And they look as good as they did last game, if not better.
Skiz now off. Was TJX AFK?
TJX was AFK for a second there, but it was all calculated. You know, he had already worked out that the ball was going to be in that spot once he started playing again, and was able to make the clear.
Because he's been struggling a bit this evening. I do wonder if he's suffering with some connection issues at all, but you know, we move with it. Skiz looping high. It's Distan that should get this clear, and he does manage to get it around Loza. TJX coming off the backboard. A risky manoeuvre, but nothing that causes too much pain for the side of Sussex. That ball bouncing back towards the midfield. Bread does manage to beat out Distan. I thought he was coming at the ball from a slightly better angle there, and he does prove it in the end. I'm Private. Can't beat out Skiz. That's dangerous in the box now. Distan. He's just able to get a nice easy clear there. Staffordshire not applying the pressure at the time they needed to be, if I'm honest. Yeah,
there was an attempted bump on Distan there, but Distan just looked at the player and didn't flinch and watched him jump over him. It was quite funny, but yeah, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of offense from Staffs right now, and the offense that there is just isn't resulting in goals. The defense of Sussex is pretty good at the moment.
I'm Private with a little side roll. Doesn't get any contact on the ball. I'm sure it through Staffordshire through the loop. That ball is rolling down, and Distan gets a bump on Loz. It should be open now for Sussex. But I'm Private. He can't put that one on target. Nothing's going to
That's
get
a great fake from
90
TJX.
seconds left. Distan charging through. No goal. Not for Sussex.
Not yet, but I can sense that one might be on its way as Distan fakes one, might look to go over another here. Backflip flick. Bread just going to get a touch on that. That was very precarious. If only, but there is one more player on the field from each team, so Distan will have to watch that be saved as he goes off the ceiling with 0 boost here. That was a very ambitious play, but you can definitely tell at least that he's feeling himself and he's pumped up, trying to get those monster plays. Or is that NSE only?
Event,
I'm not sure. Damn it. I was trying to be clever. Nevertheless, it would still be...
Plays?
Yeah, let's go with Mammoth plays. Why not?
No, I just stole that one from UEA as well. They ran that for an NSE competition.
I've been baited.
Don't worry, I do it to my co-casters all the time.
Private there with a very awkward ball ends up ground pinching it over to Distan. He's going to try and dribble again. Distan seems to be wanting to take control of the play a lot here.
Walser now going up and over the top, and now back underneath, or so he thought. TJX barrels through, gets that clear and buys the time that Sussex need to secure game number 2. 1-1 in the series, and for the first time, I think that's that's the first time this evening we've had a tied series after 2 games.
You're correct. Yeah, it's been both series has been set up for a sweep or a reverse sweep. So we are 1-1 in games, back and forth. That first game was sealed incredibly by Loza on 000s, and now we've had Sussex fire straight back and take a game of their own.
And now we're ready up for game 3. Sussex, of course, looking to extend and build upon this lead they have now. Of course, they barely missed out on getting game one after Loza pulled off the craziest of dribbles, that slide roll to get it round TJX, sealing the deal. And we're off. Distan beating up Red on the kick, and I think I'm private. He considered going for that ball, but respects Loz's opportunity to put a shot on target. TJX up the wall, can't find Distan though. Distan manages to reach the ball by himself though. Loza beating up Distan on the side wall, tries to force that ball a little further through. And now some continued pressure on the ball from Staffordshire. Skiz looking for the target. I'm Private and TJX both going on the side wall. Red out to Skiz, but Skiz isn't interested. He just wants the boost. This time now. Following through. Beats out Skiz as well, but TJX, he seems like a bit of a ball chaser, if I'm honest, Ryan. He's been a little too close to the ball a little too often. He's been caught off guard when the ball doesn't end up right in front of him.
Yeah, it could be a byproduct of Distan being so controlling of the game, but it is going to pay off as Bread tries to put one down to Loza, but TJX has it red all day, and that ball chasing that you said, it could be a curse, but in this instance it was a blessing for them, and they've gone 1-0 up in this game 3.
I'm starting to see how Loza was anticipating a touch. From
that's a touch from Loza, speaking of touches, and it's an absolutely brilliant one. Great pass from Skizrald, almost pinching it off the ceiling, and Loza just there to meet it and put it into the far side. That's exceptional play there from Staffs.
TJX losing out on kickoff, and this Loza forcing the ball through, hits it straight to Distan though, who puts a long ball into the pink half. TJ is off the ceiling, reaches I'm Private, but Loza winning out in that challenge.
Could be in from Private here, Bread. That was a bit of a mistouch on the Staff side there. He just almost put it on a plate for Sussex. Distan going to look to take this one himself. He could get it over Bread here, but he's up just in the nick of time to deny Distan that solo play there. TJX going to try and send it off the wall and boom it middle. Distan's there, might send it back to him, but Skizrald, that's a great challenge from him. And Sussex continuing to apply the pressure.
Red off the ceiling. Skiz over to the side. It's Loza now on the opposite side, that right wall, and he's able to get it into the blue box, but only barely. Distan gets a huge block to prevent the ball moving forward. Distan now to the corner, bouncing off and into the box, and Distan with a huge dunk towards net, but it's off the post. Skiz trying to carry that one away before he's blocked up by Private. Loza back to Skiz, back to Loza. Loza off the ceiling, and it should be TJ and Distan playing this. TJ, stop disrupting Distan's plays. I mean, I do wonder if this is an issue with Distan not calling TJ off, but again, why would you expect TJ to try to dive in and help you out in that situation?
I don't know, sometimes disruptions plays work, as Skizrald puts a perfect disruption play in of his own, just demos the defender.
That's like the opposite of the objective. I mean, yes, that was a solid disruption play. TJ disrupting Distan, not feeling it.
He's just going for the pull shots, obviously. Like, you know, if you can hit your teammate that hard, then why wouldn't you?
I'm just not buying it, Ryan. I'm sorry.
Okay.
As much as I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, because I probably end up doing the same thing at some point, I can't. And he's probably a better player than me as well.
Yeah. Distan finally managing to escape the wrath of his own teammate and put an absolute stormer of a shot onto the net there, way up high, and gets it over the defense, and he's going to tie this game up for Sussex at 2 apiece. TJX almost a double tap there. That was close. Distan can't find it. Private can't find it either. Thought it could be an open net there, but it seems like Sussex have managed to collect themselves, although that was a double commit in the net there. TJX is going to try and touch this mid, but Loza going to take it down. It's a great flick over Private. TJX might get flicked here. He's just managed to put it high. Let's see if Staffs can capitalize on it. Loza flipping for it. Can't quite get there. And
that looked like a well-coordinated TJX.
That did.
If TJX can do that all the time, that's great. Sussex have no issues taking this series. But we need him to do that consistently. See, that was a good challenge as well, because Distan wasn't there already.
Yeah. Yeah, just if they can spread out a bit more. That one's just going to go all the way in.
I think Skids was trying to cut stuff in the midfield.
Yeah, I think so. He was just a bit too far up and got surprised by the pace that Private was able to put on that ball.
Yeah, proper speedy ball through there.
Very sped.
TJX off the ceiling. It's just time to follow up. And now down to the midfield. I'm Private to the bottom left. Loza right on time, puts the block in. TJX off the backboard. Not interested in the follow-up. Distan's there. He's been called off. Exactly what I was telling Distan to do before. And now it's I'm Private on the back line to the corner, around the side. A difficult spot for Skiz to do anything with that ball. Plays it over to the side and off the corner. Bread back to midfield. Distan away to the side. Gets it past Loza, and now it's Skiz trying to follow up.
Yeah, I just noticed as one goes in from Bread there, he's going to smother himself on that ball and somehow bang it into the top corner. I was just going to make a comment on TGX that I'm noticing a lot. He's kind of going backwards and forwards between positions. If he can just kind of have a bit more patience, as you were saying, I think he could start to find himself in much better positions and affect the player in a much more positive way. He's coming here, tries to put it into the middle. Private there, gets blocked.
See, I'm not entirely familiar with these Sussex players, so I'm beginning. If this is TJ's sort of first time in a proper team environment, he may be more used to sort of having to pile onto that ball as you would in solo queue. But you're in a team, you can communicate a lot more effectively now. As Bread gets his demo onto I'm Private and Loza going for a buzzer beater once again. Distan preventing it this time. We see our first overtime of the series.
Yeah, one thing that's important to note is despite Distan being, you would say, an upgrade for this team, it is difficult to adapt to a new teammate. So it could just be teething problems for TGX if this is one of the first times that they've played with each other.
You'd imagine if this is their permanent first team?
For the NUEL, not for NSE. They play with Nova and NSE.
To be fair.
That's what I was alluding
that
to.
First Sussex roster did have 5 players on it. You'd assume that included all of their actual first team.
Yeah.
I'm going to say perhaps, maybe some of I'm Private's cockiness in his Rocket Kingdom article coming back to bite him.
Maybe as this overtime has been quite quiet so far. There hasn't really been any real ferocity. There's been a few good chances, but it seems like both teams are opting to play nervous. That one's off the crossbar. Distan might be able to collect this. He actually completely misreads it, and Skiz is going to have an opportunity for a double tap. TJ going to whiff that one and make it really hard for Distan to do anything with it. Private going to take this one on the wall, but Bread is there. That is on target. Distan there in the nick of time. Loza just going to touch that one off the ceiling, and Sussex are holding on here. Just.
Distan, that's an important block onto Skiz rather, because if that went straight to Loza, that would have been it right there. I'm Private now with some time on the ball though. Probably wants to beat out Bread, and he does so in that scenario. And arguably that's beaten to Skiz Ralder. He's been thrown off with 17 boost. He's forced to hand that off to Loza.
Yep. Seems like Sussex are trying to create opportunities again after spending a lot of time in their own half. That's a great shot. TJX manages to put it high. That's quite a good position to put it in.
I've seen him trying to follow up on that. I think he should have called himself off of that. Yeah. I feel like I'm throwing a lot of shade TJ's way, so I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt next game. But as long as we're in this overtime, he's making mistakes.
Yeah, just watch him clutch this up. I might have cast his cursed it, but if he clutches this up, then everything that you've said about him this game just goes out the window. He's
Oh,
the clutch meister.
He's just playing that out to Distan, which is a decent play. And
Here he
Distan should be
goes.
putting this midfield for TJ. Tries to put it onto that near post, but can't quite make it through. I'm Private playing it over to the side now.
Private get blocked by Loza. Distan with an awkward touch there. Private's just going to boom it to midfield, but Bread is there to meet him. Distan going to try and beat Loza here. That's going to be in, I think.
No, it's up for crossbar. Just about, I should say. TJ left around
Here he goes.
looking for a flick, trying to get under Bread. Bread has him red. I'm Private now, looping it off for ceiling. Skiz to the side, where TJ is going to follow up once again. Don't go for the double tap, just leave it to your teammate. I'm Private. Over to the midfield, that's TJ!
Oh no! A very unfortunate miss there. Perhaps he just didn't have the boost for it. It might have looked worse than it was, but we stay in overtime after that miss from TJ.
Bread now out to the midfield. TJ had an opportunity to intercept.
Skiz
getting a huge block. I'm Private with a half flip, gets over to Distan, has to follow it up himself. Back to Distan. That's an awkward touch. I'm Private fortunately able to follow through as we approach the 4-minute mark in this mammoth overtime.
Yeah, 4 minutes of overtime and no team willing to crack so far. Private is very awkward here. Skiz could put this ball in. Private did not know what to do. Loza could put it in here. Distan going to try and take it over the top and buy his team some time.
The situation is getting a bit desperate for Sussex right now. We see I'm Private actually getting that mid
Throwing
hill.
himself at that, yeah.
And that has saved Sussex right there. He was able to get that first block and buy some time. And now they're back on offense for a short while.
Distan with a shot here.
Getting a block. Bread and Skizralda caught up in the corner. I'm Private, he was keen, but Loza was there first.
That's dropping dangerously.
Catches the ball as it bounces off the ceiling. It's over to Bread. That one's coming down off the ceiling as well, I think, but it's going to go straight into the box. Not if I'm Private has anything to say about it. He gets over to Distan.
Yeah, TJ trying to take control, but just gets bumped out of it completely. Private with no boost, and Staffs try to transition onto offense. That's a great read from TJX to block it out. Loza in a very awkward spot, and Skizrald there to bail him as well. He's popped it high into the middle, and TJ? Okay. I thought TJ was going to go for the boost then.
Yeah, I think he thought about it as well. Probably had a screaming at from either Distan or I'm Private.
I imagine that was probably the case, yeah. And when you've got Distan screaming in your ear, then you know that you should probably go for the ball. Yeah. Yeah, we entered 5 minutes of overtime now. Nothing to separate these two teams so far. I think probably it'll come down to a mistake at this point as Bread backflipping Private, top corner, Skiz there just to clear it in time. Distan trying to take control of the play and getting blocked. Skiz almost own goals, but Bread is there with zero boost though. Very awkward touch. Yeah, Staffs are scrambling right now. That's a great clear though. That's going to buy them some time. Private going to try and put it back into the middle, but back and forth on defense. Bread.
That's quite beneficial. Oh. Approaching 6 minutes now. This has got to be one of the longest overtimes I've casted.
Yeah. Private could drop this in here.
Ball down. It's off the back. But Distan trying to follow through. It's gone straight past. TJX now playing it to the corner. That's behind both of the Staffordshire defenders. He should be able to get a follow up on this, and he does. I think that's throwing Loza through a loop as well. Distan's able to play that ball towards the box.
It's spending a lot of time in the orange half right now. It could be a counter attack here. Private. That was a really awkward touch to make. If he didn't have that, that was it. Skiz was in on goal. TJ is blocking. That's very dangerous. See, the pull shots work. I told you the pull shots work. That was an incredible clear there. Both teammates working together. Oh my goodness, TJX blocked by
I need to breathe, and I'm not going to get given a chance. I'm Private.
And it's in
6 minutes, 41 seconds, and Sussex win game number 3, 4-3.
Yeah. A whole 2 games of Rocket League in one and a bit more to boot, and Sussex finally take it at the death.
I need to recompose myself, Ryan.
Yeah, that was stressful. Yeah, TJX there at the end was just trying everything to try and get that ball on target, and Staffs just panicked. I think they just lost their composure, and Sussex were able to punish them.
I think we move on to game 4. That's a game that Staffordshire would rather
Oh, it's
forget.
only game 4. Oh, okay.
That was game number 3. I know, you'd think that was like, oh my god, both teams are up against the line, they lose this, it's all over. But it's not. We've got game number 4, Sussex with the advantage. They probably want to close this out right now before Staffordshire have a say. But are we going to get given the chance?
Joining it. Okay, we're fine. I did notice then that Sussex hadn't readied up, but we're okay. Yeah, game 4. Sussex are on match point now, right?
Sussex are indeed on match point. And this, Dan, looking to make it match point with a goal lead. Not going to happen though. Skizral there. Out to TJX, who's looking for goal, I think, but he ends up putting it to the side. Bread on next to no boost is beaten out by Private. TJX to the corner. It's going to be awkward for Loza, but he finds a way through to Skiz to the corner, but he's found this down. And Diston's going to try and play it out. Not just anything to tell you about it though. Opportunity for a second on the back before it's cleared by Private.
Yeah, Sussex are really going to be feeling themselves after that monumental overtime and winning it. And I imagine the breath will be knocked out of Staffs for a couple of minutes. Private going to look for a double touch here, but Bread there easily to meet him. Takes it around Distan. TJX in an awkward spot, but he's going to manage to get it clear. Might go up for this again, but Private there. Takes it round 1, but yeah. Bye-bye, not today. And Skizrald is going to try and transition onto offense.
And transition he does. He's got it to Bread in the corner. He sets it up for Loza. Loza, that was aimed on target, but TJ, the perfect placement, the perfect timing, and he's able to save it. And Sussex are now on the offense themselves. I'm Private, pressing on Loza. TJ actually winning the challenge this time.
See, another pool shot. If TJ could just do that to Distan, then Sussex would have won this game already.
I've told you before, I can't buy the pool shot meta.
We've seen 2, and they've both worked incredibly well. I'm making it my mission to convince you.
Maybe it worked back in 2018.
TJ, that's a very awkward ball, but I think he's going to get back to it. It might be overbred here. No, he just managed to collect himself. Private. That's an open net there. Loza can't quite get it on target with the boost he's got, and TJ's going to try and carry this one into the corner and get another touch, which he does.
Bread now. Stucking that ball down. Can't get it past Distan. TJX to the backboard. Loza to the midfield. Skiz isn't keen though. No goal scored yet. It feels like an overtime again.
Yeah,
both teams won this so
very tense game. Well, you know, both of these teams have 2-0 on the night, and I imagine both of them really want to make it 3 and have that perfect record in week 1. It's definitely a good prospect and something to aim for. Distan gonna double commit with Private there, but it's not the best touch from Skiz going up. Bread should smack this clear, but it's not the best clearance, and no one really going for it. Yeah, yep. TJ gonna look for this in the corner and maybe pinch it out. Distan there with a pre-flip though. Private, not quite getting on target. It was open, yes. I'm sure it just got to Private before he really knew what was happening, unfortunately. It's a double demo on the staff side.
Yeah, I know, but those Sussex players now spawning on the back line, and they've been bought plenty of time. We see TJ now. He's actually got a bass Bread. An impressive feat. Can't get it past him again though, and now I'm Private's been caught too far forward as well. It's Distan forced to bail Sussex out with 90 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, Sussex are committing to a point where they're almost over-committing, and I'm starting to think that it could cost them slightly. They're very hesitant to kind of rotate out, and players are ending up on top of each other a lot of the time on rotations and then just not really doing anything. So if that happens and a long booming clear comes out from Staffs, we could see them take a very important goal with less than a minute left.
TJX off the ceiling. Skizralda finding a touch in the midfield. 47 seconds left and we're still goalless, Orion. Both these teams have been maintaining their superb defense from that overtime we saw just a little while ago.
Yeah, if you include the previous overtime in the past 10 minutes of Rocket League, we've had one goal, and that's been from Sussex. So, yeah, not a lot to separate these teams at the moment. I'm really not sure which way it's going to go. I think it is kind of just going to be a game of mistakes rather than a game of outplays, really, as both teams have had periods where they look shaky. As Private gets bumped there, TJX might get there, but he can't.
That's an important
Might
go-ahead
get
goal
there.
for
That is a
Staffordshire.
very important goal. In a game where we haven't seen any so far, to go 1-0 up with 14 seconds left, you would think that could be a game-winning goal.
And I've got to say, the crazy thing about this is I think that's the first real bunt play I've seen all game as well, and it's been executed well, and it's resulted in a goal for Staffordshire. Now 7 seconds for Sussex to try something of their own. Distan beats out Skiz. That's going back down to Distan, but Loza gets in the way. The clock hits 0. Bread fakes out, and I'm Private can't get underneath the ball. Staffordshire force game 5 in Series 3 of the night.
Yep. Another series, another game 5, and one I'm looking incredibly forward to. I think with the little amount of goals, I don't know, it could continue the same way, or we could just get one of those crazy games where, I don't know, each team scores 3 or more. Whatever happens, it's going to be nail-biting stuff, so don't go anywhere for this game 5.
Red v Blue, Fire versus Ice, Staffordshire versus Sussex. It's game 5 in Series 3 of the evening, the last of the evening. Both these teams desperately want that 3-0 scoreline, set themselves up for the next 3 weeks of the Swiss bracket. And it all starts here on this kickoff, which is won by Bread and fought through by Skizralda. I'm Private forced to make it clear on the back line.
Yeah, I thought we might see a very early kickoff goal there, similar to the one in the previous game 5. Bread might have a double tap here, but Private is going to send that high, and TJ can follow it. But the go-ahead goal here, in the previous 2 games, we haven't seen a lot of goals. We've seen one apiece for either team in the previous 10, 11 minutes of Rocket League. So any goal in this game could be a deciding goal. And there is one from Distan.
I'm not sure one this early is going to be the deciding goal, if I'm honest to Ryan, but, you know, either way, it is an opening goal, and I suppose if last game was anything to go by, goals haven't been so frequent as of late.
Yep, we will see, but Sussex taking that first important goal. Bread looking to make it a tied goal, but just unfortunately off the post, so close to being 1-1 there, and getting Staffs back in this game very early on.
I'm Private, flicking that ball over into the corners. Loza with the block. Valen's just dropped down for TJX, though TJX not able to get that boost pill though. Skiz. Valen's going straight to the bottom corner. He's beaten out all of the Sussex defence and tied the scoreline back up for Staffordshire. Did not see this coming.
It came out of nowhere, really. There was just no challenge at all from Sussex, and Skiz puts all of the power he can behind it and manages to find the bottom corner.
Loza now tapping that ball up and over. It's Bread now to the bottom corner. Distan up in the air. Can't get it through Skiz though. Skiz to Loza, who's taking his time with it a bit. Does manage to fake out I'm Private, but Distan forcing his way through now. Buying Sussex some space, some time to recover. An awkward touch from I'm Private had me scared for a second. But again, not a goal just yet. This one might
and
be
now
one
there
goal.
is.
Yes, Loza. I mean, if Skiz did almost have the block there, that was almost disaster for Staffordshire in game number 5.
Yeah, Skiz, I think, just ran out of boost here and ended up in front of it, but somehow Loza managed to make it work and just pinch it off the bottom of his car.
I think he got lucky in that it was his wheels were facing towards it, and you
Definitely.
can't really get a solid touch in that scenario.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
definitely.
probably still would have been a goal, but I don't know.
Distan could have a shot here, he just ends up
Cutting it
behind it
fine.
though. Yeah. Distan almost with an opportunity there, but he gets demoed. TJ is going to try and send us into the middle, but it should be played away by Bread. Lots of 50s with Private, and Skiz should be able to send it away over Distan. Bread up, looking to double tap this middle maybe. Can't quite get there, and Private should be there to meet it, but he's actually beaten out by Skizraud. Distan into the corner. Loza with no boost. Distan over the top, trying to just be a speedy boy on offense and outspeed this Staff's defense, and it almost is working. Could have a ceiling shot chance here, could drop it down, can't quite reach it.
You can see
And
what
Sussex,
he was going for.
Yeah,
I thought he was going to
Sussex.
force it down, but I think he was actually going to go straight for goal in that scenario. Dangerous though, TJ, well-timed roll, also grabs that boost pill, and now he's faked out Bread as well. I imagine the boost situation probably isn't great for Staffordshire right now. Distan looking for goal, but Skiz on the back line able to play it to the side.
Yeah, Sussex really starting to put on the pressure. They look the more dominant team on offense, just attacking the ball constantly. Although that's a big whiff from Private. Loza could be in here. Skiz is going to put it straight over the top and take a goal that really shouldn't have happened there. That was such a mistouch from Private, and TJX was just caught in such an awkward spot, not expecting his teammate to miss that.
Yeah. It's odd, the player I'm casting shade at for this game may well be I'm Private as he throws that ball away, gives it straight to Staffordshire. TJX now can't beat out Loza in this scenario. I'm Private popping the ball up. It's Distan now forcing that ball through to the corner. Loza with the clear. TJX tapping it back. So I'm Private now. Distan running, interrupting the net, and this may well be the saving grace for Sussex. 94 seconds on the clock. They need one more to force another overtime.
Yeah, they've needed to be doing this all game with the bump plays. I've noticed that they're just leaving Bread as third man a lot, and it's him just kind of clearing it for the Staff's boys. But if Distan or TJX with that aggression can come in and try and get some bumps or demolitions, then it could really open things up for Sussex.
Skiz and Bread with a huge double commit here. Putting Staffordshire in what I thought was going to be an awkward situation, but I think Skiz just collected all three boost pills on the left side of the field from our perspective. TJX can't put the block in, and I'm not able to force it through either. I'm Private, looking for the centre, tucks it down under one, but not past Loza. TJ dunked on by Loza once again, looking for the bump, can't find it. And it's I'm Private with a huge clear into the opposite corner.
Yeah, I think Sussex, the thing that they need to do most is just kind of look for, oh no, TJX, oh no.
I'm Private? Okay, he has coursed and played his way to the side.
Yeah, I was going to say the thing for Sussex is they're just not quite looking each other and connecting. It's just very kind of hit and hope, and I'll take this up the wall and then try and get a centre. But the Staffordshire boys are just way too wise to it and are blocking out everything. Miss from Distan there almost puts the nail in the coffin.
It's that rank X experience. Although Distan with the block there allows Skizralda to get through, forces it into the box, but it's Distan with a clear to the side. TJX, you have to make a play right now. 12 seconds and less. They need to score one to force overtime. It's unlikely to get a second. TJ puts it into the box. It's in the middle. Bread with a clear. That one's going to trickle down. Distan's got under it. Loza keeping it up, but Distan not able to get under that ball once again. Staffordshire take game number 5. It was hard fought.
Yeah, GG's, and despite their best efforts,
Sussex.
Yeah, despite their best efforts, Sussex just failed to take the game. It was decided by 1 goal. I think were the previous 3 games decided by 1 goal. Is that correct?
So many games decided. Game 1 was decided by 1 goal. But
yeah.
From Loza.
Such a close
series. Could not have asked for a closer series to end the night.
No. Excellent series. Yeah, there were a few shaky moments, but the pressure that these guys must have been feeling to try and get that sweet 3-0 in this first week, you can't really blame them. But yeah, a thrilling series to watch once again.
Absolutely. Now, with this series complete, we can take a look at a few teams which have reached 3-0 in the score. Liverpool beating out Loughborough B team, Loughborough pending team name to go 3-0. Staffordshire, as you just saw. Warwick, unsurprising, they beat out Birmingham. UWE versus Salford still ongoing, which surprises me just a little. UEA beating out York, so they're 3-0. Loughborough also 3-0, and Trent 3-0 too. I think Drum Defenders might be the last team on our list, which ended up going 3-0 in the end.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to those teams, and they've given themselves a perfect setup for the coming 3 weeks of this Swiss bracket.
And I think on that note, we're going to end it. You've been a great audience. Orion's been a great co-caster.
Oh, thank you. You've been a great co-caster as well. I had a lot of fun
Thanks, Orion.
tonight.
Yes. And we will see you all next week, at least I hope. Bye, everyone.
See ya.